Did you know one small silver coin could reveal a secret story from the heart of America? The 1968 Washington quarter hides mysteries, errors, and values that have made collectors lose sleep for decades. Imagine holding a piece of hidden treasure right in your pocket without even knowing it. Stay with me because you are about to unlock the untold truth behind the 1968 Washington quarter, and you will never look at your change the same way again. The journey of the 1968 Washington quarter begins deep inside the fabric of American history when the United States Mint decided to continue the legacy of the Washington quarter design, which first appeared in 1932. It was initially intended as a one-year commemorative coin, honoring the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. But the design became so popular that it replaced the standing Liberty quarter permanently. The year 1968 stands out not only because it sits at the tail end of the silver era, but also because it reflects a transitional period for the minting process and coin collectors who closely follow the composition and mint mark details of every issue. The 1968 Washington quarter no longer contained any silver content, which officially ended after 1964. Yet confusion persisted because proof sets from San Francisco and circulation strikes from Denver and Philadelphia often puzzled new collectors by their mint marks and finishes. This coin weighs 567 grams and has a diameter of 243 millimeters. Its reeded edge and copper-nickel-clad composition over a pure copper core makes it distinct from the earlier 90% silver quarters. Collectors often look for the S Mint mark, which denotes proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint. But these proofs were not meant for circulation, which means any S Mint mark quarter found in loose change should be immediately checked for authenticity and potential value. The Denver Mint struck the majority of 1968 Washington quarters bearing the D Mint mark, while Philadelphia coins had no mint mark during that time, creating another layer of interest for those who specialize in mint mark varieties. An important part of the 1968 Washington quarter's story revolves around the rise of errors and varieties that emerged from the striking process, because the dies used for minting would occasionally develop cracks or become misaligned, resulting in fascinating error coins that command premium prices. Today doubled. Dies off, center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks are among the most sought-after errors for this year. The most valuable ones can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and rarity. Collectors have learned to inspect the date, the mint mark, the rim, and the edges for these subtle yet rewarding imperfections. Another interesting angle is the context of the era itself. In the late 1960s, America was undergoing massive social and economic changes. The coinage was reflecting the shift away from precious metals to more cost-effective alloys in response to the coin shortage crisis that struck the nation in the early 60s. The Coinage Act of 1965 played a critical role in transforming the composition of dimes, quarters, and half dollars, removing silver content except for special proof or collectors' issues. This move aimed to stabilize the coin supply and prevent hoarding, which had become rampant when the intrinsic silver value began exceeding the face value of the coins. The 1968 Washington quarter also reminds us of how the minting process modernized over the decades. The San Francisco Mint transitioned into primarily producing proof coins, while Denver and Philadelphia handled most of the circulation needs. Improvements in die-making, planche production, and quality control helped reduce errors over time. Yet these transitional years gave rise to collectible mishaps that are still being discovered today. Seasoned numismatists always advise checking the condition or grade of any quarter. The Sheldon Coin Grading Scale, which ranges from Poor 1 to Perfect Mint State 70, guides collectors in evaluating a coin's preservation level. An uncirculated 1968 D Washington quarter in pristine condition might be worth a few dollars above face value, while an error coin or a rare variety in high grade can dramatically exceed expectations. Coin auctions, online marketplaces, and coin shows regularly feature these quarters, and the stories behind individual finds are as fascinating as the coins themselves. Countless collectors share tales of finding valuable quarters in old coin jars, inherited collections, or even pocket change, which keeps the hobby alive for new generations to fuel this passion. Organizations like the American Numismatic Association provide education resources and grading services to help collectors authenticate and preserve their finds. In the end, the 1968 Washington Quarter embodies a slice of American economic history, a symbol of change. In the literal and figurative sense, it carries the image of George Washington, the father of the nation, and reminds us of the evolving value of money over time. Next time you hold a quarter from 1968, flip it, inspect the edges, examine the mint mark, and think about the journey it took from a coining press to your hand. Maybe you will be the next lucky collector to discover an overlooked treasure that others missed. And in this small piece of metal, you carry a story that spans decades, connects generations, and celebrates the art and intrigue of American coinage. So keep hunting, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single quarter in the world of rare coins. Every detail counts, and every coin tells a tale worth sharing. Washington quarters remain strong because they are accessible to beginners and rewarding for advanced collectors alike. With each passing year, high-quality specimens become scarcer because circulation wear steadily reduces the pool of mint-state coins. That means your search today could uncover a coin that grows in value as supply diminishes. Numismatics is more than just profit. It is a living link to history, a hobby that connects people across generations, cultures, and continents. The 1968 Washington Quarter stands as a shining example of how even common coins can hold uncommon stories and values. When you learn to look closely, appreciate the details, and keep your eyes open for that next hidden gem in your change jar coin, collecting becomes a lifelong adventure. And as we continue our journey through this timeless piece of American coinage, remember that the thrill of discovery, the knowledge you gain, and the community you join make every quarter, every hunt, every story worth it. So next time you spot a 1968 Washington Quarter, do not just spend it, inspect it, research it, cherish it, because you might just be holding a small piece of history that keeps the spirit of George Washington and the promise of the American dream alive in your hands.